Niners traveling across country. Michael Crabtree, legal issues during the middle of the week. Starting in this game, though, Kaepernick on the biggest stage he's going to see. Matt Ryan playing in the biggest game of his life. Biggest Falcons home game in franchise history. Matt Ryan looked great in the first half. Hits Roddy White there for 16 yards. First half, this was the first drive of the game, guys, and we were surprised as to how effective they were against the Niners offense.
Yeah, this is the first time I've seen the 49er defense look a little shell-shocked. I mean, they didn't have any answers for Julio Jones.
DB, what happened on Julio Jones
I'm confused as to what coverage they were running because the safety's sitting short. The corner comes off. It's like, okay, you got him. No, I don't have him. And then when the ball goes over your head, it's like, all right, who did have him? Who was supposed to? But it looked like a busted coverage to me, or the safety was being a little bit too aggressive.
Wouldn't be the first time Julio Jones left him looking for answers. 46 yards on that touchdown and 7-0. Colin Kaepernick gets the football back, comes downfield, and Thomas Deku.
This was just like last week's game. They came out and played great football on both sides of the football in the first 30 minutes.
Okay, so Falcons defense sets them up with good field position, and then Julio Jones again just taking it away from Niners, looking like he was a pro playing against college kids.
Yeah, he took over this game. I mean, great throw, but an unbelievable catch. And listen, the 49ers secondary, they're one of the best secondaries in the entire league. So to see them get dismantled by this guy is impressive.
It was 10-0 after a field goal on that drive. Julio Jones had over 100 yards in the first quarter, and then the crowd gets into it, and the Falcons pass rush will drop him. Mike Nolan, the defensive coordinator of the Falcons, the former head coach of the 49ers, liking what he was seeing there. So Jim Harbaugh, Frank Gore talking it over here, second quarter. Falcons with it after they change sides.
Can I just get in on this? Do you see the protection?
I was just going to throw you that ball.
This is an unbelievable throw. Tom, I don't want to overshadow this catch either because it's unbelievable, but man, all day long.
Tommy, tell me about the control here.
It's just unbelievable. The fact that he's so big and so strong and so poised and so athletic that he could not only go up and catch that football, but tap his toes. Actually, got the ground 3 times.
Third one down. So 17-0, and you're figuring the Falcons are going to the Super Bowl for only the second time in their history. A lot of football still to be played, though. And how about a key answering drive that they had to have here?
This was huge, and this goes back to Harbaugh and his coaching decision. The fact that they did not panic. A lot of teams down by this many points want to just put the ball in the air. They had a heavy dose of Frank Gore. They try to control the clock, settle down that defense, let that defense rest, but also settle down that offense and say, we're going to do what we do best, and that's run the football.
And the read option puts LaMichael James into the end zone for a 15-yard touchdown, so it was a 10-point game. Niners defense comes back out, forces a punt. Dante Whitner threatening Jacquizz Rodgers right there for the incomplete pass. So the ensuing Niner drive, Kaepernick, Vernon Davis.
Hitting that ball in tight windows. I tell you, this kid's arm strength is unbelievable.
It's what we saw last week from Russell Wilson as well. Functioning inside the pocket. Here he breaks contain and actually makes plays with his legs.
That was the only run of the day.
That longest one, sure.
Yeah. He functions so well inside that pocket today.
And then Niners fans have been wondering, where has Vernon Davis been? Vernon Davis was here today.
He was huge. Made some big plays. And you know what? Colin Kaepernick, you mentioned it. I think there had to be some pressure on him to say, you know what, I've got to do what I did last week, and everybody's expecting me to run for all these yards. He didn't put that pressure on himself. He didn't force anything. He made the plays that were there for him to make. He got the ball into the playmaker's hands.
Those plays, obviously good scouting right there because the Falcons defense not prepared for Vernon Davis.
Great play calling and a great job by Jim Harbaugh and his offensive staff getting his guys ready to play and not panicking when they got behind early.
And I'm sure in that meeting room that Coach Harbaugh has sat down with Kaepernick and explained these situations to him and said, okay, this game might kind of work out this way. You know, it's not a time to panic. You know, just play your game. Just certain things, nuances of the game from him having played that position that you really can't get from any other type of coach.
Well, we're watching the Falcons answer here right here because they come back down, and you figured it was a 3-point game. Here comes the Falcons crumble. Not so much. Matt Ryan to Tony Gonzalez, the touchdown extends the lead again to 10 points going into the half.
Later.
It would happen because look at the score now, 24 points for the Falcons, and we start the second half. The Niners open up with the football, and what would they do? Bang, 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 down the field.
Look at it, straight from the pocket, throwing the intermediate routes, tight ends involved. Randy Moss played a large role.
And then they cap it off with the run, as they did with LaMichael James before Frank Gore.
It changes the momentum and gives them hope going forward, and also it sets a little doubt in the minds of that Falcons team.
Then we had the Niners defense come back and make well, we saw Matt Ryan throw an interception at a key time last week against Seattle. It didn't ultimately cost him. This one, though, averts a scoring drive and keeps the Falcons blanked so far in the second half. Kaepernick comes back right around midfield. Finds Vernon. You know what? Speedball when he needs it, and then the touch when he needs it.
Because he saw the matchup in having Vernon Davis matched up with a linebacker that cannot cover. Great read by Kaepernick going to the right receiver on that play.
Even still, they come in, and then you see that Asante Samuel, former Philadelphia Eagle, a little chatter with David Akers, former Philadelphia Eagle.
A lot of green there.
And he stoinks it off the left upright.
We've seen this a lot this year. I thought it was questionable that Jim decided to stick with him going into the postseason.
Took a look at Billy Cundiff, the former Ravens kicker, but they stick with Akers here, and they're going to go to the Super Bowl with Akers. That's something we'll be talking about for the next 2 weeks. Michael Turner getting a little medical attention on the sideline. Falcons get the football back, though, still with the lead. They're up by 3, and then Jason Snelling converts on a 2nd and short for a first down.
I don't think this hurts them dramatically, not having Michael Turner with Jaquez Rogers and with Snelling in there, 2 very capable backs.
That hurts, though.
That does.
A silly turnover.
Yeah. And it always comes down to a couple mistakes that usually determine the outcome of the game. This drive right here, the one before the interception, I tell you, taking points off of the board, not allowing your offense to stay on the field, getting the ball back to this guy.
So it's very unnatural of him.
I knew you were going to work that in there. Okay, 3rd and 7, incomplete pass. Guys, what do we think of the personal foul?
Hogwash.
Now,
it's part of the rules.
It is part of the rules, especially when you get part of the face mask as well. You got the helmet, which is all you need for the penalty.
It wasn't a that was a glance.
Yeah, he wasn't exactly going to hurt Kaepernick, but it was a 15-yard penalty.
You don't want to affect the outcome of the game. Let them play.
Same drive, we flip the field to start the 4th quarter. The Niners down by 3. Michael Crabtree with a catch to put him into the red zone. On 2nd and goal, Colin Kaepernick looking left side, Crabtree. We thought this might have been the play of the game here. DB comes in and strips it.
You know, at this point, as a receiver, you want to just get down, but it's great for the defenders to attack the football. Great play by Dante Robinson. Yanking that ball out. I tell you what.
Great presence.
Defending every blade of grass.
All right, so Dante Robinson strips it. Crabtree has to even if it was fake grass.
This drive was huge right here, Scott.
Okay. So, the Falcons need breathing room at first, but on 3rd and 6, they get enough to get the punt away, but they don't get a first down. Sets up good field position for the Niners. They come back down the field. 3rd and short, they hand up. They went with that jumbo formation a couple of times and pounded it on 3rd and short. Then they go back out to Crabtree. He's inside of the 10-yard line here. 1st and goal, San Francisco.
I just like the way they...
It just reeks of efficiency, doesn't it?
And how they massage the defense, if you know what I mean. They spread you out the middle. They spread you out. They hit you straight up the middle. They spread you out. They do so many ways to attack you, and that's really makes your defense.
Okay, Matt Ryan takes a shot. Had Julio Jones between 2 defenders there. Ball hung up a little bit, though, and was it Goldson made it, or actually Brown makes the play on it.
Usually makes so. Goes up and catches that ball at the highest
around it.
That's a better play by Terrell Brown getting that ball out.
3rd and 4, they come back to Jones to move the sticks. Okay, clock is running. Matt Ryan's had 7 game-winning drives so far this season. And this was one of the plays of the game and maybe the most controversial call of the playoffs. Harry Douglas ruling on the field a catch, and the replay, fellas?
You know what? It looks like the ball moves a bit, but they said his hand did not come off the football, so he's still secure. That's a close call.
Who lost the challenge on that one?
Tell.
Yeah, I think we got that right there. The drive continues. The drama builds. We're at the 2-minute warning. They got to get a touchdown to win the game or take the lead. They throw underneath. Jason Snelling fighting for yards. Now it's 3rd down.
And the San Francisco Pro Bowl linebackers come to play when they need them most right here.
Very good point. So, okay, 3rd down. They take a timeout. They come back out. 3rd and 4. Matt Ryan rolls right, throws right, ball batted away. 4th down, and the season could come down to this.
Well, he looks like he's hurting right there from that big hit. You can tell it.
Strange decision.
Strange play call there because the route wasn't deep enough to get the first down.
I'm with you, Sean. Obviously, Roddy White, Julio Jones, not bad choices, but maybe in that situation, Tony Gonzalez would be a good choice. But either way, regardless, you have to get beyond the first down marker.
Okay, so now we're calculating timeouts and yardage and whatnot. And Darren, you called it. You said they'd get the ball with about 20 seconds or less left to play. Indeed, they did. 6 seconds You got to go to the end zone, but if Ryan's elbow or shoulder was hurting, that's as much mustard as apparently he could get on the ball.
And people might not notice that run by Frank Gore, why it was so big, because it took more seconds off the clock. You give him another chance, that could be another Hail Mary opportunity. You don't know what can happen, but those seconds are so precious, especially in a situation when you're trying to seal the deal and close the game out, especially against Matt Ryan.
Okay. 28-24, the final. The Niners go into the Super Bowl for the 6th time in franchise history.